Welcome to Unpopped Review, movie reviews from a movie lover and not a movie critic. Today we're going to return to the wizarding world of Harry Potter with the spin-off series Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. In 1926, writer and wizard Newt Scamander travels to New York with his suitcase full of magical creatures to further his research for his book. But upon arrival, it turns out to be much more difficult than he anticipated. So let's start with talking about the good. Fantastic Beasts expands the Harry Potter universe perfectly. If you're a fan of Harry Potter, this will fit exactly with what you've come to expect. From magical creatures to odd wizards, Fantastic Beasts has it all. Now let's talk about Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander and Colin Farrell as Graves. Redmayne is exactly what you'd expect from a lonely, neurotic wizard in the Harry Potter universe. And I don't want to talk much about Colin Farrell's character since the trailers have done a great job about keeping it a mystery, but just know that he, just like Eddie Redmayne, is great. And with that, let's move from the good to the eh. The action was sometimes really confusing. Now, unfortunately, I saw this movie in the front row of an IMAX screening, so that definitely could have been a possibility of why I found the action confusing. But even then, most of the action consisted of quick cuts between characters, and it was really difficult to discern what was going on, what was happening where. And add that to with how close I was sitting, it was honestly just too much going on. And even though the action was cut together very quickly, it was honestly really slow. Now, like I said in my Doctor Strange review, that put any Harry Potter magic fight to shame. And especially seeing Doctor Strange one week and then this the next, the action just seemed even slower. Now let's talk about how Fantastic Beasts is all set up with very little payoff. Now what I really liked about the Harry Potter movies is each one had a very distinct story. And while the 8 movies all encompass one big story, each one has a very distinct and interesting story unique to it. But Fantastic Beasts is almost entirely set up for the future movies to come, which just made it feel a little empty and a little disappointing. And with all of that set up, Fantastic Beasts felt completely overstuffed. In fact, it felt like it was 2 completely different movies combined. Each movie is really interesting on their own, but when they get squished together, it just felt really forced. Especially when the 2 storylines finally converge, they have to take a moment for characters from storyline A to explain to characters from storyline B what the heck's been going on for the past hour. But the most forced part of all was the 3rd act, the climax. It was your typical mindless CG action that plagues most blockbuster movies nowadays. And I would love to say more than that because I have some really funny things to say about it, but unfortunately that would just spoil it. So just know that I have something funny that I want to say that I just can't. And lastly, let's talk about the graphics. Now, they weren't terrible. In fact, I'd actually say that they're pretty good. But when you have a movie that completely depends on creating magical creatures, then those creatures better look amazing. But unfortunately, there were times when the actors didn't look like they were actually interacting with anything. And with the Jungle Book having set the bar at such a high level, it just makes all others, especially Fantastic Beasts, seem less. Now, I know I've really been harping on this movie by giving a lot of negatives and not a lot of positives, but the truth is I did really enjoy it. It was fun, energetic, and exciting, but when compared to other movies that have come out this year like Doctor Strange and the Jungle Book, it's just sad to see what it could have been. But if you enjoy the Harry Potter movies and universe, then Fantastic Beasts will fit in perfectly. I give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a 3.8 out of 5. So that's what I thought of Fantastic Beasts. What did you think? And what is your favorite magical or mystical creature? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember to always keep it unpopped.